Now we are going to learn about the after cyclone what we have to do. Okay, we are already seen about the before cyclone and the during cyclone. After cyclones, we should not don't go out through the weather seem clears and the winds are off. Sudden winds and the rain may occur. When the sky should not be clear and wind should not be off, okay, at that time sudden winds and the rains may be start. Stay away from the hanging and the open wires. We have to stay away from the hanging wires or the open wires. Don't be the obstacles in the relief and the rescues work by the gathering with curiosity. Return homes only after getting the instructions from the department. We should go our house, okay, when after the clear information should be come from the weather departments. Be helpful in the relief and the rescues work. We have to be showed our kindness during the, or we have to should be helpful during the relief and the rescues work. Do not make the phones calls except call or for help. Due to the unnecessary callings, the network will be disturbed and the rescue work also get the disturbs. Okay, so this is the things about the after cyclones what we have to do. Now students, after cyclone there is a new natural calamities or the new disasters is that tsunami. You all have listened the name of tsunami. The tsunami is the catastrophic waves caused by the earthquake or the volcanic eruptions at the bottom of the sea or oceans or by the large scale of landslides in the oceans. However, the tsunami is caused by the earthquake at the bottom of the oceans. In the short, the seismic oceans waves are known as the tsunami. In the short seismic oceans waves are known as the tsunami. When these waves to be the shore extending in the curved shape from their place of origins, it becomes the more destructive as its speed decrease along the shore. It assumes higher altitudes, the shorelines becomes a wall of waters and the moves ahead the resulting in the scary destructions. However, now with the help of modern satellite based equipment and the accurate estimates of the tsunamis can made so that people from the affected area can be shifted timely and the casualties can be prevented. At the same time, it is the fact that all of the countries do not have the such technologies of equipment should be there. So here students, there are some, one chart is that in that chart they have mentioned that what we have to do before the tsunami. So first is that move away from the seashore. We cannot stay near the seashores. We have to move from that seashore. Act according to the instructions given on the radio, television or the social media. We have to follow such instructions which are given by the social media like radio, televisions, etc. If the waves of the sea rises abnormally, strange should be heard. These are the pre-warning signs, so immediately move away from the shore. Keep the valuable items like food, drinking water, medicine, torch should be ready. Okay, because when we are in problematic, these types of things should be help us. Now during tsunami, students, what to do? So during tsunami, don't leave high-lying places. Okay, if we are on high level places, we should not leave. But if we are low living places, we have to go the high level. Don't try to watch the tsunami. Okay, there are some risky people are there. Okay, but we should not try to see or to watch the tsunami, because it may be problematic situations, it creates the problematic situations for us. Strictly follow the instructions given by the department. Even high rise buildings on the shores are not safe shelters, so avoid going there. If near the seashores the high or the tall buildings are there, it is also not too much safe. Okay, so we should avoid these types of buildings, or we should not go there. Students, after tsunami, what to do? So the after tsunami, act according to the correct details that come on radio, television or the social media. Move the vacated areas after getting the instructions from the department. Some higher waves may come the afterwards. If you are not sure about the safety of your house, don't enter. Okay. Report about the breakdowns of water, gas or electricity connections to the department. If we will see that, so these types of things are cracked or damaged, we have to inform to the connections of to the department. Okay, this is the thing, students. So the after tsunami, that new natural calamities is that is the flood. Due to the continuous rains or the deluge, large water lodges in the area, that is known as a flood. Generally, we associate this event with the rivers, man-made constructions that are made by the neglecting natural slope. Obstructions of the natural drainage is also responsible for flood. In large cities, due to the heavy rain, sometimes the waterlogging like situations takes to the form of flood. After that, students, what to do before flood? So students, be aware of the flood prone areas at the local level. Okay, we have to be aware of the local level areas, that keep the informations of high areas and the migrate there during the flood. Act according to the warning given by the flood department. These things are there, that before flood we have to be safe. After that, during flood, what to do? Turn off the connections of gas and the electricity of the house. If we are in house and the too much quantity of water should be entered, okay, we have to first of the switch off the gas connections as well as the electricity. When your vehicles get stuck in the floods, immediately move out of it. From the group of 7 to 8 people, hold the another hands and try to move out of the flow. Okay, if vehicles are there, we have to take the help of such peoples and we have to put it at the safe place. Relieve animals from the hooks. If they are released, they can save themselves. Okay, if it would be built by hook, okay, it cannot be removed from that place, it cannot be walked, but instead of that, if they are free, they can go easily to the safe place. After that, students, after flood, what to do? Don't eat food that is made from the food water. Okay, we cannot eat the food, because if the food it will be made from the food water, flood water, it will be a problematic. Okay, that there are some disease should be there. Use boiled waters. Don't go out without knowing that the roads are open. Okay, we have to drink the boiled water. Okay, and we should not go out without any knowing to the roads are open or not. Otherwise, we are in the problematic situations. Beware the infestations of the snakes or the scorpions. There are some animals are there, okay, that be a problematics. Okay, after that the droughts are there. The flood, that should be the heavy quantities of waters, while drought it should be the scarcity of water, students. These are the differences. Drought is the natural disasters that the destructives and the leaves its bad effects for the long times. This catastrophes is linked with the waters and the flood, which are used essential for the survival of the entire ecosystems. Drought is the characteristics of monsoon climate. Drought is connected with the monsoon. When monsoon fail, that are the pre-warning of the drought. This problem arises when there is a little or no rainfall in the year. In the situation, the scarcity of agriculture and the ecosystems suffer a lot due to the lack of waters and the problems of food grains for the human beings or the fooder problem. For pet animals are created early heavy casualties used for to the occur because of the starvations in the drought, but in modern times with the proper management casualties can be prevented. Here that students, the drought should be there, and before drought what to do. Okay, here that this is the situations. The plan according to the available quantity of water promote the drip irrigations. We know that students, the drought situation is that there is the lack of water. So at that time, whatever we have the water, we have to be proper plan and proper management. Okay, so we can promote the drip irrigation. Introduce the rationing systems for the grain, that the prohibit banquet to the prevent wastage of the grain. These types of should be proper management should be there. During the drought, what to do? To arrange the distributions of the food grains and the subsidized rates, stop the constructions to work except emergency, take the preventative measures against the hoardings or the grains and the fooders, and after the drought, give priority to the future plans of water harvesting work, the plan for the buffer stocks of the grain. Okay, to connection the rivers, to stop the water flowings into the oceans. These are the, after drought we have to become a plan. Okay. After that students, the effect of the disaster should be there. What are the effects of the disasters? The disasters like earthquake, flood, tsunami, hurricanes cause huge loss of life and the property at the large scale. These all types of natural calamities or the natural disasters should be there, and they are the taking the life and the properties. Okay. It takes years of the reconstruct road, house, public amenities, and the disasters affect the areas. Whichever disasters are affected to the area students, then again when we want to reconstruct, it will take the time. The families who have lost their loved ones during the disasters are deeply saddened and depressed. If the property should be lost students, then after some times we will buy or we will reconstruct again, but when we lost our the family members, okay, then it will be a very problematic situations. The families who have lost their breadwinners face great problems. Okay, in a disasters, people who became the permanently disabled have solved the problems of the rehabilitations. In these types of disasters, those people who became the permanently disabled means when they lost their any part of the body, okay, or it will be a problematic situations for the whole family. The impact of the disaster is seen more or less on the people, but worst effect is seen on the poor and the needy peoples. To reduce the destructive effect on the human life as well as the destructive intensity steps such as the precautions. Public awareness and the well-equipped department should be taken. Some incidents or the disasters man-made, it will take the precautions or the remain alert. Such incidents can be prevented often in times of disasters. Instead of being the helpful in the relief and the rescue work, people create the obstacles or the block the work by the stopping their vehicles and start taking the videos with their mobile phones. Due to this, it creates the risk for lives of the affected. In such times, we must be helpful to the systems in the relief and the rescue work. Students, this is the time of being a human. When we are seeing such situations are there, we are taking photographs, we are taking videos, but instead of that, the person who is suffering from these types of situations, we have to help them. Okay students, here your chapter is over.